Nito pong nagdaang May 13, 2026, araw ng Miyerkules, bago po mag alas 8 ng gabi, ay nagkaroon ng sunod-sunod na pagpapaputok ng baril sa loob ng Senado. Mga kaibigan, ito po ay first time in Philippine history. Ito po ay unang-unang nangyari. Ngayon pa lamang ito nangyari sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa na nagkaroon ng ganitong kalaking kaguluhan sa loob ng ating Senado. Ito pong pangyayaring ito ay naging balita hindi lamang po dito sa atin sa Pilipinas kundi maging sa ibang bahagi ng mundo. Ito po ay naipalabas sa iba't ibang media outlets sa ibang bansa.
Let's talk about what happened in the Philippines earlier. Gunfire inside a parliament building, a senator in hiding, an international arrest warrant hanging over it all. Pure chaos. Okay, let's break it down. Ronald Bato de la Rosa was the police chief behind ex-leader Rodrigo Duterte's brutal war on drugs. And he's taking refuge in / refusing to leave the Senate as authorities attempt to arrest him on orders from the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The standoff is exposing deep tensions inside the Philippine government and raising questions about justice, sovereignty, and accountability after thousands of controversial killings. And when I say chaos, I really mean chaos. Just take a look yourself.
Dramatic scenes unfolded inside the Philippines Senate after gunshots rang out as Senator Ronald De La Rosa, wanted by the International Criminal Court, sought refuge in the building. A former police chief and close ally of former President Rodrigo Duterte, as a Duterte's top enforcer in his deadly war on drugs. De La Rosa is wanted for alleged crimes against humanity. Now, major questions have emerged over who fired the shots, whether the Philippines government will cooperate with the ICC, and how deeply Duterte's anti-drug crackdown is now being legally challenged. Here's a report.
Volleys of gunshots were heard at the Philippines Senate on Wednesday as people ran for cover amid chaos over attempt to arrest a top senator wanted by the International Criminal Court. It was unclear what was happening or who fired the shots, but at least 5 shots rang out. Minutes after, more than 10 military personnel in camouflage fatigues with rifles and protective gear went up the stairs of the legislative building.
Okay, we have more breaking news. There are reports of gunfire at the Philippine Senate. A former police chief turned senator wanted by the International Criminal Court has been holed up in the Senate since Monday, fearing arrest.
Well, with me is Ketavan Gorjestani, who's been looking a little bit into those scenes in Manila. Ketavan, it is a little murky. What is your understanding then of what actually unfolded today?
Well, look, it remains still very much unclear what exactly happened. What we know from witness testimony, including reporters who were on the scene, is that there were shots that were fired inside the Philippine Senate. Some reporters talking about at least 5 shots, and this happening minutes after soldiers in a uniform walked in to the Senate building. But there was also police presence, so it's unclear whether either one of the soldiers group or the police group were the ones who fired the shots, or if it was somebody else. So at the moment that we're speaking, we still don't know what exactly set off those shots, why it happened, and who were the people who were actually doing the shooting. So far, no information about that. You mentioned, of course, Senator De La Rosa. He had been holed up in the Senate, and now we know from the Senate president, who is an ally, a political ally of De La Rosa, that De La Rosa, according to him, is secured and okay, though we don't know exactly his whereabouts, whether he's still within the compound of the Senate or elsewhere. So still a lot of things we We don't know actually why this all unfolded and whether or not this could lead to something else and another attempt at potentially arresting Senator De La Rosa.
Intense moments in the Philippine Senate Wednesday after gunfire rang out.
Oh my God, Shiny Julius! Nagkakaputukan dito! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Military personnel carrying assault rifles could be seen in one part of the building as people were ordered to flee the area. A large media contingent was on hand for the imminent arrest of a top senator who said on social media that he was expecting to be arrested and called for people to prevent it from happening. Still no word yet on who is responsible for the shooting. No injuries were reported.
We are monitoring a developing story in the Philippines. The country's president is calling for calm after some chaotic moments in the country's Senate building. Gunshots were fired, but it appears no one has been hurt. Tensions are high as a former police chief and current Senator, Ronald De La Rosa, spent a third day holed up in the building. He is reportedly in protective custody, resisting arrest by the International Criminal Court.
Ngayon po, ayon sa mga ulat at ayon na rin sa pahayag mismo sa media ni Senate Sergeant at Arms Mau Aplaska, sinabi niya na siya po ang unang nagpaputok ng warning shot sa mga taga-NBI na noon ay nakapwesto sa may GSIS compound.
Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Mau Aplaska admits he fired a warning shot when NBI agents at the Senate premises refused to lower their weapons. He says the ensuing gunfire Wednesday night was the result of a challenge to an uncoordinated security operation. Aplaska dismissed allegations it was a staged diversion meant to enable Senator Ronald De La Rosa to slip away from his would-be captors.
Ang mga taga-NBI ay nandoon po sila sa GSIS compound dahil ayon po sa kanila ay humingi ng assistance sa NBI si GSIS General Manager Vic Veloso para po i-secure ang GSIS compound dahil ito po ay katabi mismo ng Senado. Ngayon po, mga kaibigan, ayon kay Senate Sergeant at Arms Aplaska, tinanong niya ang mga nakapuesto sa may GSIS compound for identification purposes. At nagpakilala po ang mga yon na sila ay mga taga-NBI. At sinabihan daw, ayon kay Senate Sergeant at Arms Aplaska, ay sinabihan niya na ibaba nila ang kanilang mga armas. Ngunit ayon pa rin sa kanya, hindi sumunod ang mga taga-NBI, kaya nagpaputok ng warning shot itong si Aplaska. Dahil po dito, nagkaroon na ng sunod-sunod na pagpapaputok ng baril sa loob ng Senado. At ayon po sa official reports, 27 na putok ang nagmula sa OSAA o sa mga miyembro ng Office of the Senate Sergeant at Arms at 5 putok naman ang nagmula sa mga taga-NBI. Ngayon po mga kaibigan, bago naging Senate Sergeant at Arms, itong si retired Major General Aplaska, siya po ay nagretiro sa Philippine National Police at pinamunuan po niya doon isa sa mga hinawakan niyang posisyon. Siya po ang naging direktor ng PNP Aviation Security Group at ng Directorate for Operations ng PNP bago po ang kanyang retirement. Ngayon po, sa PNP, sa Philippine National Police at maging sa Armed Forces of the Philippines, kasama pa ang ibang law enforcement agencies, meron pong sinusunod na rules of engagement na hindi maaaring basta na lamang magpaputok ng baril kung wala namang imminent threat o walang banta, walang panganib sa buhay ng isang tao. Meron po silang sinusunod na rules of engagement. Ngayon po, pangalawa, bukod pa rito, ayon sa PNP Revised Operations Procedures Manual, meron po kasi ang PNP ng Operational Procedures Manual nakasaad po doon na hindi dapat basta nagpapaputok ng warning shot sapagkat maaaring magkaroon po ng panganib sa buhay ng sino man. Maaaring mayroong tamaan dahil sa pagpapaputok ng warning shot. At ayon pa rin po sa PNP Operations Manual, kailangan munang gumamit ng ibang pamamaraan sa pagtugon sa isang sitwasyon. Ito po yung tinatawag nilang force continuum, na kung saan ay unang ginagamit ang non-lethal approach. At ang force continuum po ay itong mga sumusunod. Ito po ang halimbawa ng force continuum. Una, yung paggamit po ng verbal warning. Pangalawa, yung paggamit po ng megaphone o ng sirens at blinkers. Pangatlo po, yung physical restraint o pagdakip ng hindi kinakailangang gumamit ng o hindi kinakailangang magpaputok ng baril. At panghuli na lamang po, ang paggamit ng warning shot kung ang pulis ay outnumbered, overpowered, o may nakaambang panganib sa kanyang buhay. Mayroon pong imminent danger sa kanyang buhay. Sa madaling salita, mga kaibigan, maaari lamang magbigay ng warning shot kung self-defense at defense of other persons. Ngayon po, ang tanong, hindi ba ito alam ni Senate Sergeant at Arms Aplaska? Hindi ba niya alam ang rules of engagement at ang revised PNP operational procedures? Siya po ay retired Major General ng PNP. At siya rin po ay nagtapos sa Philippine Military Academy. Imposible po na hindi niya alam ang mga ito, lalo na po ang rules of engagement. Pangalawa, bakit po niya kailangang magpaputok ng warning shot sa mga taga-NBI na nasa GSIS compound? Gayong nagpakilala naman sa kanya ang mga ito na taga-NBI sila at mayroon pang suot na mga vest na mayroong nakasulat na NBI. Properly identified na mga taga-NBI yung mga nakatayo o nakatambay doon sa GSIS compound. Bakit kailangang bigyan ng warning shot ng Senate Sergeant at Arms ang mga taga-NBI na isang ahensya rin ng gobyerno? Kailangan ba o kalaban ba? Kalaban ba ang mga taga-NBI para bigyan sila ng warning shot? Kailangan bang magbigay ng warning shot kahit nakatayo lamang ang mga yon, nandoon lamang sa GSIS compound? Ang illegal discharge of firearm po sa ating revised penal code as amended by Republic Act 11926 ay may kaukulang parusa ng pagkabilanggo. Bukod pa po dito, kapag may nasirang ari-arian, ito ay karagdagang offense. Yun pong tinatawag na damage to property. Katulad po ito, yan po ang nangyari. Katulad po nung nangyari doon sa nagkabutas-butas na salamin sa fire exit ng Senado. Ngayon po, bukod sa criminal cases na nabanggit, maaari ding mabigyan ng administrative penalties ang isang nakagawa ng illegal discharge of firearm. Ang ilan po dito sa mga administrative sanctions na maaaring ipataw ay una, isa po dito, yung summary revocation or cancellation ng firearms license at LTOC o yung license to own and possess firearm. Pangalawa po, yung perpetual disqualification from acquiring a firearm license and LTOC. At pangatlo po, kapag ang gumawa ng illegal discharge of firearms ay isang public official o public employee, police or military personnel, at yung iba pa pong mga empleyado ng gobyerno, sila po ay maaaring bigyan ng summary dismissal from the service. At hindi na po sila muling makakapasok pa sa anumang ahensya ng pamahalaan. O yung pong tinatawag na perpetual disqualification from holding public office. Mga kaibigan, ito pong putukan ng baril sa Senado ay naganap noon pang May 13, 2026. Ngayon po ay May 20 na. Isang linggo na po ang nakalipas. Alam nyo po, kung ordinaryong tao lamang ang nakagawa nito, lalo na kung mahirap lamang, siguradong mabilis ang proseso ng batas. Huli agad, kulong agad, at inquest agad. Sa nangyaring ito, mga kaibigan, meron naman pong nahuli at sinampahan ng kaso. Yun nga lang, yung nahuli, volunteer driver ng isang taga-NBI. Volunteer driver lang po. Hindi po siya empleyado ng NBI. Isang ordinaryong mamamayan po lamang at driver ang na-inquest sa kaguluhang nangyaring ito. Ang mga kaso po na isinampalaban sa kanya ay violation ng Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunitions Law, alarm and scandal, direct assault, at trespass to property. Patong-patong po ang inabot na kaso. Ngayon, sa isang banda, mga kaibigan, bakit po itong si Senate Sergeant at Arms Aplaska na nagsabi po mismo sa media na siya ang unang nagpaputok ng warning shot ay hindi hinuli at hindi kinasuhan. Hindi pa po ba sapat yung pag-amin niya na siya ang unang nagpaputok ng warning shot sa mga taga-NBI? Ngayon, binigyan po siya ng 6 months preventive suspension ng ombudsman. Pero mga kababayan, ang preventive suspension po ay hindi penalty. Ito po ay bahagi lamang ng isinasagawang investigasyon. Ngayon mga kababayan, ang tanong ko po sa inyo ay ito. Totoo po ba sa palagay ninyo? Totoo po ba ang sinasabi ng marami na mabilis kumilos ang batas laban sa mga ordinaryong tao at mahihirap? Pero mabagal at dahan-dahan kapag ang involved ay mga taong mayayaman, may koneksyon at nasa kapangyarihan? Totoo po ba yan, yung mga naririnig nating ganyan? Hanggang dito lang po muna. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. Kita-kita po tayo ulit sa susunod. Maraming salamat po.